Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how you do it, even if you don't care. And today we're going to do basically a listen while you work type of blog. I'm going to talk about one thing about getting models prepped for work, and that's about base coating. Now, a lot of times with base coating, there's a lot of different ways to work around it, but what I tend to do is spray paint. The reason for this is because it's quick, efficient, and it gets the job done so really quickly so I can move on with the project at a very fast pace. Now, one thing with spray painting though is can be a little bit tricky. You do need good ventilation where you're spray painting because if you don't go outside to do it, because if you don't, then you're going to have a really room filled with fumes very fast, and you're probably not going to have a very fun time, and probably going to upset the other people around you if you don't live alone. What I tend to do is I tend to spray paint my stuff outside, leave it out there for a couple of minutes for the spray paint to dry and be handleable enough where I can move it around, and then bring it into a room in the house. I have got a greenhouse, so I place it all in the greenhouse to let it air dry to get most of the fumes out of it. And it does have and we do have an exhaust fan in there, so I don't have to worry about fumes escaping into the house. Now, the thing though is good thing about spray paint is the fact that it's quick and effective. But there are some spray paints that are not. But there are some spray paints that are actually a little bit better than others, and there is some things to be cautionary about. You can't really spray too much, or else you're going to ruin the model completely by filling in all the crevices and gaps in the thing, making it impossible to get any detail work out of them. And and if you spray paint too far away, you're going to get like next to no coating, and you're just going to be wasting spray paint for the instead. Now, what I tend to use with spray paint is I tend to go with Quick Color. This is something that I pick up from Home Depot. You gotta make sure you get it in a flat color, because I accidentally did buy a can once in gloss, and I was able to paint over it, but it was a lot more work. And if you weren't careful, part of the gloss would sheen through and kind of ruin the look of the model. But what's great about Quick Color is it's fast drying. I mean, within a couple of, I'd say probably like when on a nice summer day, I would spray one frame, put it down, spray the next frame. By the time I was done spraying the second frame, the first frame was already dry, and I could pick it up and move it around and do whatever I need to spray paint the other side or whatever on it. It's also really cheap. This is 96 cents. 97 cents, so it's dirt cheap, can of spray paint, and you get what you pay for. And what's great about it also is the fact that it's very thin, because it's so cheap. When by thin I mean it kind of gives more of a second skin look to the model, so it kind of gives the illusion, kind of makes the model look like it was naturally black instead of gray, which is great. And when you paint over it with Chaos Black, it gives this really nice blacker than black look on it. And what's also neat is because of the way it dries, when you paint Chaos Black onto it, you can tell what parts you've painted and what parts you haven't, which is always a very good thing, especially when you're doing a lot of black models like, say, Black Templar and everything, because it's really annoying to try and figure out which part you painted, which part you didn't. So this makes it a lot easier. Only issue is at least by me, I can't get this in white. I can get it in gloss white, but I can't get it in a flat white, which is annoying, because like I said, there's the issue where gloss just causes a lot more problems than it does solve them when you're painting models later on. So what I've been using now, I haven't used it yet, but I now went to my Walmart and I got Color Place. This is the same thing. It's 96 cents for the stuff. It's fast drying spray paint, and it's probably basically just like quick dries, like Home Depot's brand of spray paint. This is I believe this is Walmart's generic brand of spray paint, so it should probably give the same result. And it's white flat, which is great. So this is what I tend to use just because of the cost. I can buy, for the price of, say, Games Workshop spray paint, I can get 3 of these guys. Games Workshop paint isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but it's really overpriced for what you're getting. Another good brand is Armory Paint. Armory Paint is a really nice spray paint that gives a very extremely thin coating. Like this guy gives like the Quick Color gives a very second skin look. This thing looks as if it was just made that way. That's how thin the paint color is. And so it's awesome. And what's also neat is it gives this fine little like white powderish. It's not really like powder because it's not really powder, but it gives this like dustish look to it, so it's 10 times easier to tell which parts you've painted and which parts you haven't painted. The only issue again is I can get 3 cans of this for the price of a can of Armory Paint. So that's why I've been like, I used to use Armory Paint a lot. I did use Games Workshop paint for a bit, mostly because I was trying out spray painting for the first time. And I also got it for Christmas one year. One thing that's interesting though is how spray paint has changed. Back when I used to, when I first started out with the game, not many people really used spray paint because instead of washes there were inks, and inks really didn't stick well to spray paint, so it kind of had to make you get double work, and unless you added like soap or something to it, to the wash to get it to like adhere to the spray paint a lot easier. But nowadays I've been seeing that spray paint's been a very popular way of base coating your models, is just in general. Like, it's even gotten to the point where Games Workshop has stopped bothering making all their colors. They used to make a good chunk of the colors that were very popular in spray paint form. They had Bleach Bone, Skull White, Chaos Black, Dark Angels Green. They had a brown, I believe, and I think they had Blood Red. I could be wrong on that because I didn't really look around for it back then. But the issue is, like, again, okay, you'd spray paint it black, then spray paint it Dark Angel Green, and lo and behold, all the dark crevices were Dark Angel Green as well, so you couldn't really do much shadowing with them. And so it kind of limited the paint color thing. But I've noticed at least around now that I've done it is spray painting has gotten a lot more popular for base coating. It does make a lot of sense, and it does make everything a lot easier. It's also great for Forge World products. What I've noticed is a lot of times when I paint my Forge World models, or prep them, wash them to get the release agent on, I never get it off completely. There's always at least one part of the stinking model that always has release agent on, and it makes it like 10 times harder to paint it because the paint all pulls up and washes away and acts like I never did anything. Which is why I like using the spray paint, because what happens is the spray paint seems to adhere a little bit better to the release agent. Now, when I handle it, it does tend to peel a lot if the release agent's pretty heavy, but the beauty thing is if the paint peels, it takes the release agent away with it. And it kind of and again, it's spray painted, so it kind of makes making the base coat a lot easier. So once I paint it on, everything's kind of sealed and it's all set, and I don't have to worry about the release agent anymore. So it's a really great way to work around Forge World products, especially when you're just starting. Like I said, it's probably like it would be your second stage setup, your third stage setup. Cut and trim, wash, spray paint, and then you'd go off from there, which is what makes it great for that kind of material work. And that is all for now. I really can't say much about it. I'm sorry about the little lack of my interactive videos lately. I'm still having trouble with my video equipment. I'm in the middle of getting some new stuff and trying to fix this problem so I can be a little bit more intuitive. I also got some interesting ideas that I'm tossing around and possibly doing for the show and some other stuff, so I'm still working on that. But we are getting we got some pretty neat things coming along the way. We will get a battle report for Battlefleet Gothic in soon. If I don't get one on video, I will have one on a blog form that if I get it set up, I'll let you guys know. The Imperial Guard is almost done. I'm actually hoping to try and get, if not all, 50% of what's left finished by this week, and then finish the rest the following week. So a lot of interesting things getting planned out for this week or so. So we're gonna have some interesting stuff, and I'll no longer be doing Imperial Guard. I'll be working on another army fairly soon, and I got some neat, interesting projects coming up. It's all about time And a little bit about money. My job has kind of been not been very friendly to me in terms of hours, so I haven't been getting much in my paycheck, so I haven't been able to do much in the hobby field. But hopefully they'll turn around and we'll get some stuff fixed up right away. And so, until next time, this is Helios Raven, signing off.